Chat, you gotta give me a second. My family's about to head to the airport. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, mic check. We're live, we're live. Ready for Free Fall Friday. Yes, sir. Ready for Free Fall Friday. Although, I don't think you're getting much of free fall tomorrow. With the way the market's moving, it doesn't look like you're gonna get a free fall, if anything, anytime soon. Give me a second here. Am I live? Looks like I am. Okay. Right. So, little late / delayed. Having to cook food. Well, not really cook, but like make chicken in the air fryer. Keep an oversight over it so it doesn't overcook. Had to jump on the STN show again today, so I was a little delayed because of that. I have to join the STN show tomorrow also, so that's going to take up some of my time. Hold up, let me just do this here. I know I don't want to show this screen, so give me a second, chat. More options, edit. What is tomorrow's date? 5th? Should I charge them for today? I won't charge them for today. And I gotta charge them for shorts. Cost. I'm just making some invoice before I forget. Updating my invoices. Alright, cool. And then we can save. Go here. Okay, chat. Can you guys hear me? Who's here? Who's here? Who's not here? Hopefully, you guys are good. Let's go to the full screen here. But I will be leaving halfway through the stream. Ooh, I don't want to show that at all. Ooh, I don't want to show this either. Okay, yeah, I do want to show this. Never mind. I panicked. I didn't want to show my Discord chats because there is some wild stuff we talk about in the Discord groups. You don't want to leak the scary stuff in Discord. But okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, we can close this. What? Putin and Narendra Modi? That's hilarious. Putin and Modi? I thought, you know, Trump gave a pretty stern decision about what he was thinking about India and Russia joining teams, but I guess that's not gonna stop India at all. That's not gonna stop India at all. But you know what's not gonna stop? That's the robotics sector, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about this yesterday. Robotics sector going crazy. RR up another 8% today. SCRV up another 10%. And SYM had a pretty ugly day, and this stock played out pretty perfect. Almost close to, actually not almost, exactly how I said I wanted to trade this name. It was struggling at that $64. We were short at the 64, and we enjoyed the ride down to $60 today on SYM. That was my best trade, and we talked about that yesterday on stream. So if you tuned into that, shout out to you. You probably cashed out from my call outs. Today we got a bunch of stocks reporting earnings after hours, so let me just quickly make the watch list over here live. Like I said, guys, I'm a little delayed today. You gotta bear with me, okay? You gotta bear with me. I'm a little delayed, so you're gonna see me basically makes these watch lists live in front of you. DG, Dollar Tree. That's enough with those two. Then we're gonna go over here, CRM, Snowflake for a day 2 trade, AI, Pat had a monster day all the way up to the second resistance line that I had drawn. I did not think Pat would go to that highs, but Pat had a monster day. Dollar Tree's already on the watch list along with DG. We're gonna put Macy's, CXM to see if there's anything there, and then CRDO, and then MongoDB. And then tomorrow pre-market you have, what is it, Tomorrow pre-market, there's only really one stock we care about, and that's Victoria's Secret, VSCO. And realistically, we don't even care about that. But we'll just put that in the watch list to be ready for it. Here's your large cap watch list: Nvidia, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Meta, Tesla. And then Amazon. Meta had a news catalyst move today. That was a pretty good trade. Coin, MSTR, IBIT, ETHE, and I think that is a pretty good watch list for tomorrow, right? Pretty good watch list right there. The YouTube chat's not moving at all. It has me wondering if I'm even live at the moment. So if anyone's even watching on YouTube side, please do let me know so I know that someone's here and I'm actually live. If I'm not live, it's gonna be very annoying. But from what I see, I think I am live. I see myself on the YouTube side here. I see myself on Twitter. I see myself on Kick and Twitch. So it looks like it's working. Also, we're no longer looking homeless. So for those of you who are calling me homeless, okay, we got a haircut. We look better. We look clean now. What in the heck? Give me a second here. Have some food stuck in my keyboard and it's not working properly, so I have to pluck this key out real quick. And get out of here. Looks like it was a Jamaican patty flake that went into the keyboard, so we got that. And we're fixed. Bang, bang, pow. Hopefully this is the right key. Okay, that's not the right key. Lol. Oh, what? Okay, I know where I went wrong. Wait. Alt, Control, Delete. Alt, Control, Delete. Oh, so yeah, I did have it wrong. I had Alt and the Windows key set up wrong. Lol, and I don't even know about it this whole time. Alt goes here, Windows goes here, and pow! I can put away my keyboard. Okay, we are on YouTube. Yes, you did get a haircut. Yes, I did. I'm just so flustered right now, chat, I'll be honest, because my mind is in a million places. I'm thinking about when I need to go downstairs to say bye to the family. I'm thinking about tomorrow. I'm thinking about the market. I'm thinking about now. I'm thinking about you guys. I'm thinking about the stocks that I'm supposed to talk about. So maybe, you know what? I'm going to keep today's stream short and sweet. We're going to just go over the stocks that reported earnings after hours. So let's quickly open up our good friend Benzinga. If you want to use this awesome software that I use every single day to trade with, check out the link down below. You'll get a nice little discount by clicking on that link. So make sure you do that. Let's quickly erase all of these names. Oh, why can't I? Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. So let's start with Rubric at the top of the watch list. Rubric, what did you report today? 350 million versus 319.25, which is up from same period last year, 236. Looks like they're growing. Where's the EPS, my friend? There we go. That's the next quarter. Okay, there we go. 10 cents per share, which beat the estimate of loss of 17 cents per share. That's a 158% increase on the estimate side, or 158% beat on the estimate side. This is, however, a 147% increase from same period last year, which was a loss of 21 cents per share. That's looking pretty good. $350 million revenue, which obviously was a growth from same period last year. The number is about 50%, 48% growth, and they beat the estimates by 9%. Let's go take a look at the estimates for the next quarter. Next quarter, they're expected to lose about 13 cents per share, and looks like they're guiding about 10 to 12 cents negative, so basically beating the estimates. And revenue coming in at 341 to 343 million, beating the estimates over there too with 324. Pretty surprising that this quarter they were actually in the positive, but they're quoting negative for the next quarter, and for the full year they're actually quoting negative also. What is this? Raises guidance from 50 cents to 44 cents negative to 20 cents to 16 cents negative, whereas the estimate is negative 49 cents. That's actually a pretty big guide upbeat, if you ask me. So they're guiding pretty well here compared to the estimates. Overall 1.27 to 1.23, sorry, 1.227 to 1.237 billion, and the estimates is 1.28 billion. Oh, sorry, that's also a raise. They're going from 1.227 to 1.280, whereas the estimate's basically 1.231. So they're raising a little bit higher than the estimates. Looks like Rubrik is having a pretty good earnings report here. Let's continue reading. Outlook raised. Yeah, we read that real quick. Looks like nothing else, new information over there to keep an eye on. So double beat raised guide. Where is the chart? There we go, straight to the upside. Rubrik is flying right now. Rubrik up almost, what's the percentage on this bad boy? Up 15% right now in the after hours with the earnings move. Now that's something, hey? We've seen a lot of stocks report well, guide higher, but got pummeled to the downside. But here's Rubrik actually flying, and Rubrik was a recent IPO, one of the better performing IPOs. You know, for example, Figma struggled quite a bit. Circle ran up to the north side, and even that pulled back quite a bit after the IPO. But Rubrik has pretty much held on to its gains from the IPO, and has been looking like one of the strongest IPOs so far. And look at today, they were on a pullback here, but jumping back right to the $80 area, which has, you know, 84 is very significant. Previous resistances turn into supports, and previous supports turn into resistances. So looking at where the stock is, it is likely that we push into that 83, 85 zone, but I'm not sure we're gonna see any more than 83, 85 tomorrow. So let's see how that plays out. Rubrik has a pretty good move here, and I'm very much interested on this name. I'm going to give it a high priority. In terms of the daily levels, though, there aren't really any clean daily levels that stand out at a quick glance, other than the line that I threw down at 83.50. The other levels are not like a very clean level, right? It's just like some murky levels. You have some downtrend, you have some uptrend, a lot of back and forth volatility. Some of it happens to do with the market itself, but the only level like I see right here is that 83.50 to 84 area. So it'll be very interesting to see how this one plays out tomorrow. Resistance around this area, pull back for a short, support around this area, look for maybe a long, but I'll be a little hesitant on that long, because I think it's if you're struggling around this area, most likely you're pulling back. However, if the stock pulls back into the earnings anchored VWAP, which is currently at $78, that could be a good spot to look for a dip by long. Imagine it opens somewhere here, pulls back, and then bounces. I'm looking for that long in this pocket around that $79, $80 area on the pullback. So keeping an eye on Rubrik. We'll circle back to this name in the later on to see if it's still holding on to its gains or not. Next stock, we got DocuSign. Let's go check out how DocuSign reported today. Oh, I'll be back. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I'm back. You guys got a nice chair stream going here, but we're back. My brother, his wife, and my niece, they were here. They needed help from my dad to drop them off at the airport. I was making some jerk chicken. Lots of work today, chat. Lots of work. Holy smokes. I'm tired. And I gotta do more work after this. Okay. Let's finish where we are. Pick up where we left off. And let's see what opportunities we got. Next up, DocuSign. 101 versus 92 cents. 10% beat on the estimate, which happens to be a 12% increase from same period last year on the EPS. 813 million versus 800. Ugh, I'm burping. 813 million versus 806 million happens to be about 1% increase on the estimate. This is also a 7.75% beat from same period last year. As for the guidance, we're looking at 825 to 829 versus 826, basically a little bit higher than the guidance. Full year guidance coming in at 3189 to 3201 versus estimates of 3202. So looks like that is a little bit of a miss. Now, let's see if the stock went higher or lower. Actually, I don't need to see anymore because I can see the name is dark red in color, which means it plummeted. So let's go check out Docu here. I'm out of breath. I'm getting fat. I need to start working out. I'm getting fat. Okay, so DocuSign here. Clearly a first and up move because I'm guessing because of the beats and so on, but then the guidance, the full year guidance, market not appreciating that, selling off the stock over here and taking it basically back into last week's lows. And it's not even that interesting anymore, is it? Because if it's not getting below last week's lows, look at how it bounced right off of that low that I just put in. So if it's not bouncing off of last week's lows, I'm not, or getting below it, I'm not really interested in the short side. So right now the decisions will be made over here. In my opinion, that report was not as negative as the move we're seeing take place. The move is only 2% negative. So the move isn't even that negative if you ask me. So a nothing burger move at the moment. And all the decisions that I will be making tomorrow will happen right around this inflection level of $67.70 to $68. Looking to see how the stock trades around this price point. If there's buyers above it, I'll look for a long back through. If there's weakness around this area, then I will for sure be looking for some sort of a short opportunity on this name. So 67.50 to 68 I think is a better level to keep an eye on. It's like a 50-cent range instead of a 30-cent range. And then we'll see if buyers can pile in somewhere in this zone for us to take advantage of them for the long. But if buyers don't come in and protect the stock over here, potentially going back to the south side. So good level over here across the board to keep an eye on. Next stock, Sentinel One. Ooh, Sentinel One got smoked to the downside. Previously, they were looking to sell this company. Oh wow, it dropped all the way to that very low that I put in. I didn't even see that happening. I was just looking to put a line in, and it looks like it actually coincided with that level. Pretty very interesting. I love when things like that work out. God damn it, come here. Okay, so looking for the zone here, $15 to $15.36, seeing if buyers can come in after this report, after this move. Currently getting sold off on every single pop. You can see how they try to pop it up from this area a couple times, and each pop they got sold right back down. So Sentinel One, fairly weak of a report, I'm guessing. Let's go take a quick little read of the report itself. Falls short of expectations. Guidance falls short of expectations, but looks like they actually ended up beating their EPS and revenue overall, however. So let's go read that. 0.07 versus 0.05. That was a beat. Revenue of 258 versus 257. That's also a beat, and they're growing from same period last year on EPS and on revenue, but the guidance is where they basically took a hit from, and that's very similar to DocuSign, but looks like this stock was a little bit more pronounced on its move than DocuSign to the downside. So worth keeping an eye on. I've kind of been turned off on trading Sentinel One in the last few earnings season because there's been better trades on the very same day that they report, but we'll see. We'll see if the opportunity shows up here to trade this stock. I'm going to put a level of the zone $15 to $15.30 as a level to keep an eye on. IoT or Samsara. This is a pretty decent name, but looks like a nothing burger move at the moment. Looks like that could get really spicy. If we start getting above 41 on this name and buyers start defending $41, we could really get spicy on this name for sure. So I'm interested to see how this one plays out. Let me just throw in a couple markers for myself. So if we get above this pocket of zone, this range pocket that I've just drawn in, basically 40.80 to 41.30, things could get spicy on the stock. And already trying to make a push through it, failed, dropped to the downside after the initial move up. I don't even know if that candle's real, because that means first the stock went down, went all the way up, went all the way back down, and now is hanging out in today's ranges. What a volatile move. Oh my god. So looking forward to see how this one sets up in this zone that we have just drawn in. I'm just gonna round it up to like $41 as the inflection level. We'll see how that plays out. $41. Charge point, not really as interested in charge point if I'm being honest, but that's a pretty good move though. What is that, 11%? Yeah, I was gonna say 10%. 11% move on the stock today off of the earnings report, getting above previous week's highs. That's very good to see. And now any pullback into previous week's high, if that area shows to be holding up and giving you some support, then I'm looking forward to see if there's a long opportunity here on charge point. But I'm gonna give this a blue priority, not a high priority for tomorrow. I'm not really a fan of trading charge point. Recently stock split also, so yeah, I'm not a big fan. Tomorrow, Ulta Beauty probably bites the cake for the top spot contender. And look at this stock go. That's not all-time high if I remember correctly. No, you don't remember correctly, because that is all-time high. So we're peeking back into all-time high territories over here on Ulta Beauty. And if I remember correctly, Rihanna is partnered with Ulta, or is Rihanna brand Fenty? Is that partnered with Elf Beauty or Ulta Beauty, chat? I can't remember. Obviously, I don't buy makeup. My face is too pretty for makeup. I don't need it. But last time I made a thumbnail about Rihanna, and I think it was for Ulta Beauty. Anyways, nice little breakout above last week's high. Last week Monday's high to be exact. So nice little break. Oh, sorry, this week Monday. Nice little breakout of this week Monday's high over here. Any pullback above 560. Let's see if support can build into this area for a move into 570 or higher. Good support already being displayed in the after hours over here on Ulta Beauty. So I'm gonna continue to watch this area, see if we got a pullback tomorrow for some supports to get built in, and then take advantage of that long. So let me color Ulta as a high priority, inflection level 560. Last but not least, HPE. And I know I said I'm going to keep this stream short today. So for those of you who are expecting an hour plus stream, I'm sorry. I'm just drained out of energy today, chat. I'm drained out of energy. I had the 1 o'clock stream on the STN channel. I had to jump on from 3:30 to 4 o'clock on the STN channel again. And then I'm doing this, and I have more work after I get offline over here. So today I'm packed. I was going to be honest, I was going to even cancel the stream, but I know Christmas over here, he's going to be very mad at me if I do that. So I decided to go live, even if it's for 5 minutes, a quick little glance over some of the earnings names. So let's go over the last earnings names today after hour that I'm interested in, and that's going to be Hewlett Packard. Eat your damn Wheaties next time. Hey man, I don't even know what the fuck Wheaties are, but sure, I'll eat them. Actually, I haven't eaten anything now that I think about it. I haven't eaten anything all day. Anything all day. That's probably why I'm like so low on energy. Like I haven't eaten shit all day. Drink a Red Bull, power on. You know what? I don't have a Red Bull, but I got a lollipop that my niece gave me before she headed out. Ugh. Now I can't even put it down anywhere, man. Why did I do this? Okay, it's going over this Diet Coke can that I have on the side of my desk. But Red Bull would actually work. You know what? Red Bull would give me wings, and that would work for sure. Yeah, what are we thinking about this haircut? Way too Indian of a haircut? I haven't even got to shower today, bro. I'm so fucking busy today. Oh my god, today has been one of the busiest days in my life I've ever had. Okay. HPE, final stock of the day. What did you report, mister? Let's take a look at it. 0.62 versus 0.58. This is a 6% increase on the estimate, or 6% beat on the estimate, and a 7% increase from same period last year. Is HPE the server side of the business, or is that HPQ? I'm thinking HPE is the server side of the business, right? I can't remember. There's two tickers. There's a HPQ and there's a HPE. Broccoli head, that's what they call the haircut at the gym. What the fuck does that mean, dude? Also, the camera got really buggy over there for a second. What the fuck does that mean, dude? Broccoli head? You know what? Broccolis taste good. And if you don't like broccolis, there's something wrong with you, alright? Broccolis are awesome. Q1, 57 cents to 61 cents versus 54 cents estimates, and 9 billion to 9.4 billion in a quarter. Holy smokes. Imagine making $9 billion in a quarter. My god. And the stock still falls 7% after hours. I gotta love seeing that. Did they beat the estimates? No. So this is another case of the DocuSign over here, where the report's actually a beat. They're growing year-to-year revenue. They're growing year-to-year on the EPS, but the guidance not looking so hot. And because of that, the stock is taking a little bit of a tumble. EPS for the full year looking good, and the revenue for the full year also looking good. So really a mixed report all across the board, but still a pretty decent down move over here. 7% down move, 8% down move on HPE. So let's keep an eye out for some simple levels. I like to see this range. You see how on the I guess not really last earnings report, but a little bit after that, whatever the news was for the stock, it managed to create a range in this area, and then it had a failed breakdown in the low of that zone, and then over here it basically bounced right off of the zone again. So this zone is a little interesting, and we'll keep an eye out for it. However, I don't think we're going back to $20 tomorrow. We'll be interested to see how it plays out over here at 21.50. If 21.50 continues to be weak like the way it is right now in the after hours, maybe we do see $20 tomorrow, but it'll be all deciding, it will be all depending on how we trade around this 21.50, and also pretty low priority on HPE. I'm not a big fan of that chart. There's better charts out there for tomorrow, in my opinion. DocuSign has a good chart. Rubrik has a good chart. Ulta Beauty has a good chart, but obviously Ulta Beauty is a pretty expensive name. It's like a $500 name, and the liquidity on that is going to be pretty trash too, so be careful of that. Before I end it, I want to quickly call out some of the trades that worked exactly like we were talking about yesterday. That's one of them is Snowflake. Snowflake 234 area will be very important tomorrow, in my opinion. After that, you have the 230 area. Let's keep an eye out to see how Snowflake reacts to this 234 bottom that it created today. Let me just throw a marker right there. Look at that. So let's keep an eye on Snowflake to see how it reacts to 234 area. CRM's Mark Benioff is supposed to be on CNBC Mad Money with Jim Cramer, potentially pumping his stock up a little bit. And as expected, I guess not expected, I was looking for the stock to hold 250. It actually opened much below 250. And then on the Stock Trader Network show, I was talking about how I don't see the stock, closing above 250 today. And I was right about that. It didn't manage to close above 250, but tomorrow will be interesting to see how we play with this level here on CRM. Keeping an eye on that one too. Pat, the UiPath had a monster move today. Insane move that I did not see coming at all. So not only did it go through my first area of resistance, it basically went all the way to the second area and stalled out into that area into the close. So keeping an eye out for today's VWAP. earnings VWAP, and then also looking for the intraday levels from, not intraday, sorry, daily levels from the past, like the 1750. If the stock pulls back to 1750 and finds buying there, almost a no-brainer long for me at that point. Let's actually go check where the earnings anchored VWAP is for this name and look at that. Right at 1750 is the earnings anchored VWAP. Today's VWAP from pre-market all the way to regular trading hours, that's at 1767. So pretty much from 1740 to 1760 is this little pocket of zone that I'll be very interested to see how the stock plays out. I'm just gonna put 1750, put it in the dead smack middle, and that's about it. The rest of the names I have on my list are just, you know, secondary, tertiary names that I'll keep an eye on, but the purple names are the highest priority for tomorrow. And if you don't find a trade in those names, God help you tomorrow, honestly, because those are going to be very, very in play. Another in play name, SMX, had a monster breakout today. It's the $70 area, which happened to be yesterday's high and also the day before that high. So if we got about 70 and the stock just ripped from that $70 breakout, did not look back at all, even hitting $200 at one point. So maybe worth watching this name just as a complimentary name to have to your watch list. Even if you don't want to trade it, you can learn a lot by watching names like this. So SMX goes on the watch list also. Small cap name, has been squeezing people out right now and just, you know, ripping faces off. So be very careful if you're looking to short it. And if you're looking to long it, this is a little extended in the short-term period to look for a long. So make sure that you're not taking extreme breakouts. And if you are, you're keeping the risk tight. Quickly, let's go to the earnings mentions market. See if there's any good market coming up soon. Oh, maybe I have to go to mentions. Okay. Oh no, there is a Ulta Beauty mention market taking place. Is this happening right now? When is Ulta Beauty's call? We missed it. We missed it. I usually like to position myself for the earnings call, not trade it live. Yeah, it's happening live right now. Looks like there's 45 minutes into the transcript. So yeah, it's pretty late. Pretty late to trade this market, sadly. And there's no liquidity on this market. What the hell? Like $0 have traded on this market. When did this market even go live? It went live today at 4 p.m. Bro, how are you going to make this market 3 minutes before the conference call starts? Or not even, because the conference call is basically an ending right now. How are you going to make this market so late? That's crazy. Come on, Polymarket. You got to do a better job than this. Some of these words, I feel like were free money if you knew what to do. Wah, wah, wah. Next one is Adobe, Oracle, AVGO, Broadcom. Okay, so we got some good mentioned markets over here coming up in the near future. Probably because they made these markets today, all of them at the same time. So they just dumped Ulta Beauty into that list. But hey, Ulta Beauty, you got to make that market a lot sooner. For example, yesterday we traded this market and we were long partnership, and partnership was said, so we ended up making a good little return on that trade. It was like a 5% return, nothing too significant, but hey, that's free 5% that we made live on the stream. And I would have loved to trade this over here, but sadly we cannot. However, we do have more mentions markets. There's one today on the Trump Christmas tree lighting. That's at 6 p.m. There's a World Cup event tomorrow. What will be said of the FIFA World Cup draw on December 5th? There's another one over here, but mainly the ones we care about will be on the stock market. So December 10th, Chewy, Powell conference call on the December 10th. You can probably buy good morning or no, good afternoon. Let's go check out what the price for good afternoon is. It's at 98 cents on the dollar. So if you believe that Powell will use the word good afternoon, which he does almost always, then you have to go ahead and buy some shares of good afternoon over here. Very interesting. All right, looks like we got some good mention markets coming out very soon. I'm pretty happy. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna call it over here. Call it quits. Call it a day for this stream. I'm sorry that it's a short stream, but you know, I just have too much on the plate today. I gotta go do other stuff, so I gotta call it a night. I'll see you guys December 8th at 5 o'clock. Keep in mind that December 8th, again, I'm streaming for the STN guys. So I will be here at 5 p.m. instead of 4:30 p.m., which is what usually stream is. That's going to be Monday and Tuesday of next week. So I'll catch you guys then. Go make some money. I don't think tomorrow will be a free fall Friday, but if it is, you know I'll be there to participate in it. Love you guys. Thank you for coming out today. And I apologize for such a shitty stream today. Today's stream, I know for a fact was shit. Okay, so I apologize for that. And we'll do better next time. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I love you guys.